While civilians die in Ukraine as a result of Putin's invasion into the country, turns out that wealthy Russian influencers have something else on their mind. They're concerned about how these sanctions are impacting their ability to buy luxury items, including Chanel. So in a recent story reported by Fortune, apparently Chanel has decided to stop selling their items to Russian influencers as a result of these sanctions. Chanel now has a new policy to comply with new luxury goods rules imposed by the EU and Switzerland. The luxury house now prohibits the sale, directly or indirectly, of luxury items to any natural legal person or entity in the Russian Federation or for use in the Russian Federation. Now, before we get to these influencers whining about it, I wanna be clear about my take on these types of sanctions, I guess, or these types of rules. Like, come on, like, I don't really care about Russian influencers being able to buy Russian goods, like luxury goods from Chanel. Like that, I don't think that those kinds of rules really change anything. Also, sanctions apparently not hurting everyday Russians the way that we thought it was, especially if they still have thousands and thousands of dollars to spend on Chanel. But I wanna be clear, like I don't really care about their ability to buy Chanel or not. Like I don't think that that kind of sanction matters. Go ahead, Cenk.
I actually disagree. I love it. I can't get enough of it. And I think that.
But these are just like social media influencers.
No, Anna, it's not true. And so here's why I say that. Because they're spoiled little kids and they're gonna go home and cry to daddy. Daddy, I can't buy Chanel bags anymore. Oh, it's because you're murdering Ukrainian citizens. Daddy, I wanna buy Chanel again. Can you please stop murdering Ukrainian babies? And that creates pressure within the family. I'm not kidding. They don't care about Ukrainian citizens at all. They don't care about their lives, but they do care about their goddamn Chanel bags and they do care about their yachts. Take it all, take it all. And they can cry all they want about, what is it, Russophobia? Shut up. We love the Russian people, the ones that are reporting on Putin, the ones that are protesting Putin. Russians are, guess what? Humans, of course. This isn't against the Russian people, this is against the Russian oligarchs. And if you're buying Chanel bags over there because you're a Russian influencer loaded up with oligarch money, I love that you can't buy your goddamn bags.
All right, well, let's hear a little about their whining. You have Anna Kalashnikova, a Russian socialite and influencer, who posted on her Instagram account on Sunday accusing Chanel of Russophobia in action. She's concerned about McCarthyite smears, Cenk. Anyway,
I bet she is. Aaron Monte's gonna fall in love with her.
She said she hadn't been able to buy a pair of earrings and a bag at a Chanel outlet in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. She even took out a line out of Putin's propaganda playbook and accused Chanel of being an agent of German intelligence. She says, since I often come to Dubai for Fashion Week, Chanel managers recognized me, approached me and said, we know that you are a celebrity in Russia and we know that you will take your purchases there. So we cannot sell you or your brand items, Kalashnikova said in her post. She said the experience reminded her of how Coco Chanel was not only a mistress of a Nazi, but was a fascist agent.
Anna, can I just ask real quick, this Kalashnikova lady, then why did you go to buy their bags in the first place? So you say that they were Nazis and you're crying about not being able to buy their bags. I know, logic not required, okay? And I'm sure Gray Zone's writing the article now about Ukrainian war crimes against poor Russian oligarchs who are trying to buy Chanel bags. I'm sure of it, but calling someone a Nazi after trying to buy their goods and complaining about it, probably not the most logical argument you could make.
But look, to be fair to Kalashnikova, and we need to be fair, okay? We're fair and balanced here at TYT. She is a smoke show. I know it's inappropriate. I'm not supposed to comment on smoke shows, but come on. We got smoke show. Cenk, don't comment on this. Save yourself the trouble. Let everyone come after me, okay? Moving on.
No, seriously, that's the first time I'm seeing her, but I couldn't care less. Okay, there are many attractive women in the world, and if she can't buy the exact kind of jewels she wants, and she thinks that her not being able to buy luxury goods is Russophobia. You know what's Russophobia? When Putin imprisons Russians for speaking their minds. Okay, that's actually an attack on the Russian people. You and your Russian oligarch friends can go kiss my ass.
Ooh,
actually,
Cenk,
you know what though?
Coming with the tough language today.
I know, but you know what? I'm sorry, I changed my mind. I have sanctions against Russian oligarchs. You will not be able to kiss my ass. Okay, so there you go. You're gonna cry over that next.
Okay, can I just say real quick? I think part of the reason why I don't care so much about them being able to purchase luxury items like Chanel goods is because I guess you're right. And I see the world through my lived experiences, my own preferences. I have my own like worldview. And for me, the thought of throwing any kind of temper tantrum for not being able to buy a Chanel item, it's like, it does not compute. Like, I don't even understand having the resources and the ability to buy those items and wanting to do it in the first place, right? So, it just reminds me of the show on HBO, The Gilded Age, where it's like wealthy people like wondering if they're gonna be invited to the ball. Or am I gonna be invited to the ball? And they do all these tricky pizzicky like strategic moves like to be accepted into society. Whereas I'm like, please don't invite me to your event. Like I want to stay home. You know what I'm saying?
So I do, but like, Anna, you're absolutely right that you're doing projection. For them, this is devastating. In fact, I'm gonna read a graphic that's a couple of ones later. So another one of these women, Yana Rudokoskaya, complained as well. She said she's a show producer and wife of Alexander Plushenko, an Olympic figure skater, is horrified but does not believe it is Putin's fault that she's now deprived of her favorite brand. Over the years, she spent more than 1 million euros at Chanel, so she commented the ban was, quote, somewhat humiliating. See, Anna, for them, this is like a mortal blow. What will they do without their Chanel bags? So for us, it seems like what earthly difference could it make? For them, that's life or death. Because they value themselves based on the property that they have, because they're shallow, indecent people. So when you take away their property, their feelings get hurt, and for the first time, they might think, oh, should we be murdering all those Ukrainians?
Yeah, look, but there is, I think, an important point to make as well about what the public opinion is toward, like, because look, I think that we're making a mistake. Actually, no, you're making a mistake in thinking that these sanctions are gonna pressure these individuals to force Putin to do something, right? To change his invasion strategy, to like withdraw from Ukraine. But I think oftentimes what happens with some of these sanctions is it solidifies the hatred and also the belief that everything is the US's fault or the West's fault, right? I'm suffering from these sanctions not because Vladimir Putin is committing war crimes in Ukraine through his invasion of Ukraine. I'm suffering from these sanctions because the United States hates us. They're Russophobic, they're doing McCarthyite smears. Blah, blah, blah. This is Western chauvinism. You get what I'm saying?
I do, but no, I don't believe it. So we showed on the yesterday's show that there's a poll out, 83% of Russians still supporting Putin. So I get it, right? It's not even though the average man in Russia is suffering more, their patriotism has kicked in. He's pushed all the right buttons. He controls the media. I understand all that, but honestly, that never mattered. Putin was never, ever gonna listen to the Russian people. He doesn't care about them at all. There's about a couple of dozen oligarchs that have real power, okay? And those oligarchs, yeah, they can say, oh, Russophobic, and they can say all that propaganda, but they know that that's not true. They're relatively intelligent people. And they know that Putin is the one costing them money. Hear me now, quote me later. Enough of their spoiled little kids coming home and going, "Oh, Daddy, I didn't get my Prada." And soon, and more importantly, their billions being flushed down the toilet, because that is what's happening right now. And there's gonna be consequences. So let's see, maybe I'm wrong, and Putin is just stronger than all of the oligarchs combined. It's possible. But I think the oligarchs at some point are going to be really, really pissed that they lost tons, untold billions of dollars because of this invasion.
So speaking of the oligarchs, I'm 100% in favor of sanctions that impact them directly. And there has been the seizure of a mega yacht belonging to one of these Russian oligarchs. I want to give you the details on that right now. So the United States and Spanish officials announced the seizure of a 255-foot mega yacht known as the Tango in the Spanish port of Palma de Mallorca on Monday. The yacht, worth more than $90 million, belongs to Russian billionaire Viktor Vekselberg. The United States Justice Department said in a statement, the ship reportedly boasts both a swimming pool and an outdoor cinema with 7 luxury cabins. The Tango is large enough to accommodate 14 guests and a crew of 22. And by the way, there is a video of FBI agents seizing the boat, which is really fun. That's what you're watching as we speak. Just to give you some more background on this individual, Vekselberg is also the Russian billionaire who has famously dropped a fortune buying Fabergé eggs. In 2004, he spent roughly $100 million buying 9 Fabergé eggs. This is what rich people do, okay? When they tell you like, no, we can't, they're job creators. No, they're buying eggs, okay? They're buying eggs. Instead of paying their workers or paying their taxes, they're buying eggs, people.
Yeah, no, I love the yacht seizure. Can't get enough of it. Because don't think like us, think like them. Because we're trying to influence their behavior. And what do they care most about? The money, Lebowski. They're obsessed.
Fabergé eggs and designer bags.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right, okay? How much would I pay for a Fabergé egg? Assume that it's, forget the market value. If whatever the market value is, yeah, I'd turn around and make money on it. But if you forget the market value, I paid 0, I don't care. I don't care at all. Those guys, he was trying to impress Putin. Okay, now great, because by bringing the Fabergé eggs back to Russia, because they were originally made for the Tsar of Russia. Okay, great, Putin is impressed. Congratulations, now we have your yacht, so kiss our ass. No, sorry, again, you're banned from doing that. Okay, I know you want to, but you can't. So every Russian oligarch and their family members crying is a great day. And because it means there are going to be less Ukrainians killed, we hope, eventually. The ones I care about are the bodies we saw on the streets yesterday. Their hands tied behind their backs, executed in the streets by the Russians, okay? Those are the people I care about. If you're not getting your Chanel bags and your yachts, I couldn't be happier. So Russian oligarchs, go home and cry about that.